Then I was very much excited when I found that NoobTube subscribed to me, my next video, and I think lamenting about whatever happened to Sonic Team. That's the guys that made Sonic the Hedgehog video games. Now recently they haven't made any good video games. I had to think about war and faith and how it's really not so much about whether God is on our side, but whether we are on God's side. Maybe we should, change our own actions rather than changing our ideas about what God wants, huh? So profile for Debribidid, being Ben, the piano kid. The kid plays cool piano. That's cool. Did a philosophical thing with the parable of the snakes and how it proves the existence of freedom, free choice, and good and evil and purpose in the world, or beyond proving the actual existence of these things, at least proves that it is logical to assume the existence of such things, because if free choice, or if good versus evil in some vague sense, or if none of that existed, then you'd be screwed anyway, so you might as well go with the option that, these things might just see the video. The thing on snitching, on this Stop the Snitching campaign thing I'd seen on TV, and like, what the heck is that? I did my copyright statement where I officially subscribed to being under Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike license, which I hope to put all my media under that. Anything I may make in life, I should hope it will be under that license, because I love Creative Commons, and I love just letting out to the community, letting people download it, letting people, just, I don't need any restrictions, just take it out, just attribution non-commercial share-alike. That's all I ask. Finally did a profile on Terra Naomi, meaning to do that for a while, if I remember correctly, and then I did another philosophical thing on flow like a river, and how you ought to be not lazy and not stressed, but somewhere in the middle. It's kind of an Aristotelian mean, is that what you call that? Did a thing on welfare, and how, okay, maybe the current welfare system doesn't work, but please give me another option, people, which I hardly hear about the thing. Next came clarifying the parable of the snakes, which turns out that didn't actually need very much clarification. It was based off of a comment someone had left me that they didn't quite mean the way I thought they meant, but anyway, that video's up there. Then I did one of my favorite videos, and one of the very few videos which is less than 3 minutes long. It's called The Earth is Round, when I succinctly just point out how stupid people can be sometimes. I really do like that one. It's one of my favorites. The thing about game developers, the thing about long games. Game developers, by the way, it's sad, because I love video games. I would love to design video games. But as it is, the industry treats the developers like crap, which I hate being treated like crap, personally. I don't want to work 60 hours a week. It's bad for you. It's just bad. I did a profile for Matt Harding 2718, the Where the Heck is Matt guy, where he goes all around the world, he dances, and then to wondering whether or not, it was the dancing or the exotic locations that made this interesting, I proceeded to dance around my house and see if that helped anything, and apparently not. Next came Windows Vista, which was a disappointment. In my first video about E-Nation, this is after Perry Urban came up with the idea, he was making the Ning site. I don't know if you made it by this point or you were about to make it, but I posted a 33-minute video about my ideas on that, which you liked very much, thank you. Next came Spiritual Malnutrition, where I talked about the loneliness I can sometimes feel when I spend too much time not, by myself, not talking to people. And not that I completely shut myself off, but that's why I use the term malnutrition. Sometimes, at least during the first year of college and everything, I'd didn't know anybody and kind of sit in your laptop too much. And I do a lot of cool things on my laptop, but there's such a thing as too much of that. So that's what that was about. Finally, I did a profile for Perry Urban, how he's a cool guy, and he responded with oh, wow, gee, thanks. You're welcome. I did another 33-minute video of more thoughts on E-Nation. I did a song in Japanese, Sakai ni Hitatsu Dake no Hana, and then I did the lyrics for that. And yeah, if you don't know how to speak Japanese, I recommend that you memorize those lyrics. The thing about my job worries, and I was working this job that would be working me some more than 40 hours a week, and how I was afraid that would screw with my stress disorder thing. I did a thing on subscription stuff, for people that subscribe to me. I did a 40-minute video about the coming of technological singularity, if it does come, and all the possibilities of that. We'll see where that takes. The singularity is some weird stuff, man. But I postulated the theory that maybe the closer we get to singularity, the better our understanding of change. Like, things keep changing faster, but our understanding may rise proportionally, in which case we get there and it feels kind of normal. That'd be nice. Then I did starting discussions. That was another E-Nation video. I talked about sharing creative ideas and how much I want to put on the internet, because, by the way, I have a lot of stuff in my brain, but I don't know if I want to reveal it all before it's, done, and maybe someone might steal it, or I don't know. But I decided after that I could at least show up the idea for Shinobi Rises, thing on that, and Perry contacted me about that, and we've communicated a bit, and we ought to communicate more, actually. We'll get around to that. The profile for Little Karibo, which is the guy that did... See, I didn't even tell you what Moscow X does, by the way. Well, you can see the video. But he did Naruto, the abridged series, took the anime Naruto and recut it, and redid all the voices, right? Made it very funny, made it into a parody of itself, which I really like. He's been banned, by the way, for using copyrighted footage, which really, I think I consider that fair use. Come on. Little Karibo is actually the original Moscow X. He did Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged series, which a lot of people consider to be better, actually, and it's more famous as far as I'm aware. And for some reason, the subscription profile on Little Karibo didn't get nearly as many views as the Moscow X video, and nearly as many comments, or I don't know. I did a thing about technical difficulties, and then I think a thing called more technical difficulties. I did the E-Nation conversation continues, trying to prod us along there, though, if you remember, E-Nation kind of shook shaky for a while. I believe in the ideals of it. At the moment, the Ning site is closed. Why is the Ning site closed, Perry? Why don't you just leave it up there? Maybe someone will use it. I don't know. The Shinobi Rise's reply, that's back to Perry about, ideas, and some criticisms he had and some other ideas he had. I think about construction and why it takes so freaking long. I think called Believe It, which is about faith in yourself, essentially. I did a review of the movie Sicko. I talked about the 4th of July, and in that video, I said it was June, which is kind of funny, because how could I be talking about my immediate 4th of July experience when it wasn't yet July? It's because I had everything wrong with the dates. I didn't even realize it. Then I did 22 minutes on Star Wars Reimagined, wherein I reconstruct Star Wars from scratch and see what I can do with it. Some people like that. I did a brief comment on Fox News and how I don't really like it. I did something about modern politics. I did other genres for video games. What makes you play a genre you don't normally play? I did my first book review with The Artist's Way, which I actually still have on the shelf up there. I did 35 minutes about the Iraq War. Then I talked about Ubuntu. That's the version of Linux. It's an operating system, and it's free, and it's awesome, but it doesn't run my webcam, dang it, which means I can hardly use it because I'm always making these videos. But someday I will go Ubuntu or open source all the time, or something. I think about new democratic systems. I had a brief thing about taxes, came out with fair tax later. And then I did the video, Dang It, wherein I revealed that I just had realized that I had the wrong dates for like the last several videos. Then I read one of my short stories online called Earthen Refuge, A Tale of Udo the Wanderer. Didn't actually get a whole lot of views, but I really like it, or I like the basic idea of it, and I hope to make that into a novel or something as time goes by. I do hope I'm not missing anything here. Quite possibly I just have a page that's... someone tell me if I skip something. The video on media and how everyone thinks everyone is biased. The thing on phantoms of the mind and how you may believe something without knowing why you believe it, and this leads to false belief, and you've got to be careful about these things. The thing called Global Warming is Real. Short video, 7 minutes and 47 seconds long. And I just went, come on people, the facts are in. Brief thoughts on the CNN YouTube debates and how that was a step forward, but not exactly a giant leap. E-Nation website ideas, we were talking about that, how you would put those things together. Something about the next-gen consoles and how maybe, it'll see exactly where you are without even having to hold anything, or maybe it'd be a mind-reading interface or something. It'd be crazy. Speaking of crazy, I did a crazy song for Vlogbrothers just after that, wherein Hank had just found some lyrics, and he didn't know what the tune was. He'd written these down before, so I within a couple hours just came up with the tune. And just recently he made a video with those lyrics, and I messaged him and he said, yeah, actually I watched your video, and apparently I was inspired because it's somewhat similar here and there. Like, oh, that's cool.